Oh, Dylan, you done did it now. You done told Brittany about Kelvin and Amber. Ooh, I can't wait for the confrontation. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. Hey, it's time for the percolator. Look, can we bring her daddy back? But you know what? I think before it comes out about her and Kelvin, I think that what's gonna happen is I think Nat and them gonna tell Brittany about what happened, and she gonna find out that Amber knew. See, here's my thing: what Brittany is doing with Kelvin ain't nowhere near as bad as what Amber doing as far as keeping that secret. I would not keep that secret. If I was her, I would go ahead on, and I would go ahead on. And I would have told her, or I would have given them a specific amount of time to tell. Because even if she wouldn't have believed me, at least my conscience would have been cleared. Here's the thing about that. I know there are some things you shouldn't be involved in, but if that person found out, you know that it's a possibility that this individual may not be your daddy. You know that her daddy and her mama is messing around. You need to tell her. And even if she don't believe you, guess what? Even if she never speak to you again, your conscience is clear. I'd rather have my conscience clear and then she come back and apologize the same way that Jocelyn is in this situation with Dominique. Because me personally, I ain't saying nothing. But my whole thing in that situation is different. It ain't infidelity. It's the fact that the man that her whole entire life she thought was her daddy, that she's paying for as far as her mama, may not be her daddy. She needs to know that. And y'all need to tell her. Because it's going to come out. Because I think Judy going to end up telling her before y'all do. Or it's going to come up in that court proceeding. Either way, it's coming out. Because wait till they find out not only are they defending each other's parents, but that they're still brother and sister. This is going to be interesting. But yeah, the look on Brittany's face when Dalen told her that Amber was with Kelvin on a date. And he said, I thought that y'all, there was nothing going on. Boy, her face just said it all. And I really feel bad for, what's the name? I really do. So I really do feel bad for him. I absolutely do. I feel terrible for him. But you know what? It is quite all right. Because at the end of the day, he going to be fine. Because I think Amber and him going to end up, getting it in eventually. It's only a matter of time. So they probably are going to end up getting it in the end. But yeah, it's going to be a mess. But yeah. And then when Brittany finds out that she kissed Dalen, then that loyalty, as far as her loyalty to Amber, is going to go out the door. So any loyalty that either one of these females have is just going to go out the window because both of them are doing dirt. Both of them are doing wrong. So yeah, it's just going to be very interesting to see how this play out. But we shall see. I digress. I really do. I digress because it's going to be interesting. All I'm going to say is, may peace be with all of, because this is insane. But, like I said, that's crazy. But yeah, the fact that it's getting ready to come out that, this situation, because she is going to go up with Kelvin again. And hopefully they will have the conversation about the woman that she saw him with. And hopefully he will tell her about Brittany. But we already know how he going to spin it. He going to spin it like it was a moment of weakness. But either way it goes, she going to be pissed. Because, it's like I said, this would be the second person that messed around with a man that she was interested. Well, at first she said she wasn't sure about being interested in. But see, that's the problem. Amber, if you're not sure whether you're interested in these men or not, and you're out here doing dirt with these men, you can't be mad about these females going after your man. Because if you really were about your man, you'd never mess with Wayne. And you never told Shayla. That fall on you. So I am not going to sit here and say that Amber's consequences is not based on Anthony. And I get it. Anthony did what he did, but at the same time, what would have happened if he did? What if he would have been faithful to Amber? And he was, and do you think it still wouldn't have happened? This would have happened with Shayla regardless. It wouldn't have mattered whether or not she told him before or now. It don't matter. The point is is that it's only a matter of time where the two of them would have ended up messing around anyway. It still would have happened. It just would have been better if he would have called Wayne and Amber together himself and then went to Shayla and then so on and so forth. But that ain't the way this went. But what Shayla should have done, and this is just me, even though I don't condone what she did in any capacity, but if you're gonna be trifling, then you need to basically, what she should have did was let it come out, figure out some way to bring it out, and then just bring the situation out, and then be there for him. And then if y'all would have got together, it wouldn't have been so bad. But the fact that you did it the way you did it is what makes it wrong. So like I said, do I condone in any capacity what this girl did? I don't. But at the same time, the fact that Amber told her that she was sleeping with Wayne, she continued to sleep with Wayne, despite it all, and continued to carry on. I mean, what y'all want me to say about that? Like I said, does it make it right in any capacity? No. I don't condone what she did. I don't condone any of it. But at the same time, if this is what she chose to do, then she's got to take everything that comes with it. Point blank, period. So I'm not going to sit up here and say that Amber is not responsible, because she is. And that's the one thing about accountability. She's the one that got the friends that she got. She the one that picked these friends. She the one that thought she could trust these people. She the one that can't keep her mouth closed to save her life. This falls on her. And I need y'all to stop making excuses for Amber at this point. Amber lost her husband because she talked too much. Amber lost her husband because she brought all her friends around him. Just like the same thing with Calvin. This falls on her. Same thing with Wayne. This falls on her. Same thing with Mike. It's a pattern with her. Every last one of her friends or somebody associated with her or know her has been with one of these dudes. That's on her. Because I am starting to see a pattern. Just like with Amanda when it came to the stepdaddy. Same thing. This all falls, like I said, every single bit of this falls on Amber. So like I said, I get it. I understand, and I'm not somebody that's not empathetic or sympathetic about it. But at the same godforsaken time, I'm not going to sit up here and keep just putting this all on Anthony. I'm not going to do that. Because this is not on him. Because if Anthony would have been faithful, then what? It would have been the same crazy nonsense. So in the end, it just so happened he also cheated, so he lost leverage. That's the only thing that happened. But at the same time, do I think Anthony did get his consequences as well? Yes. Like I said, go ahead and let him and Shayla be together so she can drain him of all his money and continue to spend all his money. Let her go ahead. We waiting. We want our divorce. Why are y'all not giving us our divorce? Why y'all? It's like they're prolonging this because this is the only story they got. Now we got Dom and Terry and Libby and Kels, and yet and still we have to sit here and wait for this nonsense. So like I said, at the end of the day, this is crazy. I am not surprised by any of this. But again, if it was me as a coach, I would have to get on Amber. Because in the end, Amber is the one that did this to herself. So I'm not going to sit up here and be like, I'm not going to put the blame on her, because I am. This is her fault. And she's got to take a responsibility for it. She should have listened to Mama Brenda when she told her about all these people having access in and out of her house. The fact that she kept having multiple people at her house. She could have met Shayla anywhere except her house. And then the fact that Shayla was bending over what she had on. See, that's my thing. You ain't coming to my house dressed in any kind of way. Nah, I have some requirements. You come to my house, you better be fully clothed. You are not coming to my house showing off everything in front of my husband. You are not giving my husband a reason to be attracted to you. See, like I said, I don't trust nobody like that. I trust people 50-50. I don't care who it is. Because there's a 50-50 chance that they may hurt me. 50-50 chance they may not. So yeah, it's like playing Russian roulette. Yeah, it's basically like that. So no, we good on that. So like I said, I can't do nothing but blame Amber for this, because Amber did this to herself. So And ain't nobody to blame except the person in the mirror. And like I said,